Hi guys, this will be probably part of a series of videos about, you might not see me for some of this, but I'll be chatting anyway, about the Valiant universe and who they should have started the Valiant universe with. Now I'm going to start this with, I like the Bloodshot movie, I actually like it a lot, but I don't think it should have been like the start of like trying to create a cinematic universe. I mean, Bloodshot isn't the most charismatic character in a lot of ways. Um, I mean, the guy's basically doesn't know who he is. I suggest watching the movie. You'll understand who Bloodshot is through that. I mean, it's not the general look he has. I've also watched the Ninjak versus the Valiant universe, which I like a lot too. Um, I have got quite a few Valiant universe comics. And I thought I'd start actually with just go through different heroes and stuff they have in there, and I guess concluding with who I think would be good ones to start with, um, to try and start off like I think the aim was to try and create something like Marvel have, but that's not easy to do really. So the first one, which probably comes to most people's mind, is Manowar. Now, Manowar, a bit of the problem is, or at least I think what the media would say the problem would be, even though I think a Manowar movie would be great. I mean, lots of action. The start's pretty action-packed, how he gets created, from being a Vizgoth and kidnapped in space and stuff. The problem is that what started the Marvel Cinematic Universe was Iron Man. And I think most people think of, like, just who know of Manowar and haven't read Manowar, really, I don't think he's a cross between Thor and Iron Man, particularly with the suit of armor sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of why I don't think Manowar. I actually think a Manowar movie would be great. I just think you'd get too many critics saying, it's like just a blatant rip-off of Iron Man, no matter what they sort of did in the movie. Which, yeah, I don't think that's really an accurate thing. There was like one where like a lot of people say they're sort of like a smashed together Valiant heroes of other existing heroes, but I think that's way too oversimplified. There was a movie like before, like the Hugh Jackman X-Men movies, which was like an X-Men movie. I think it even might be a sort of like they had the license. I'm pretty sure there was a character called Storm, but they really were a mash together of like two superheroes, like for every single one of them. And yeah, so I don't think Manowar is a good idea. So Bloodshot, I don't think the character, I guess, has enough charisma to him. They're great comics. There are lots of action. They're great comics, Bloodshot comics. At least the ones I've read. And Manowar also, like, why Manowar probably comes up probably the most, sort of starting one, would be like the relaunched sort of Valiant Comics when that happened a while ago, because it used to not exist for ages, and then it was brought back by a guy. There's probably better videos on that than this. So I guess, given I've got time, I'll talk about probably the next sort of one I think you'd look at, which is Ninjak. Now, Ninjak, oversimplified, is a joining of James Bond and Batman, really, in a lot of ways. I think that's way too oversimplified. Look, you can definitely say they have inspiration, I think. But I think, yeah. Now, Ninjak, I think, also would be a great movie to make. You'd have him fight Ruku. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. Just in a movie, which is kind of actually what happens in Ninjak versus the Valiant universe. which is good. The actors look like exactly what you'd expect them to look like. Maybe almost, I guess, too much at the expense of acting talent, I guess. I mean, they seem. I think it's a good movie. There's something about, I guess, the delivery that uh, is wrong with it. I'm not like an expert in film. Take that sort of in your head. But look, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a fun movie. I understand why it's sort of like a straight to DVD sort of movie. But yeah, you couldn't launch a universe off that. Just yeah, but they look so much like them. Like Archer and Armstrong look exactly like you'd think. Roku looks, it's like it's almost a spitting image of everything, and yeah, I'm amazed how close they got them to look really, in a sense to how you'd think they would. So Ninjak, like Batman is such a big part of I guess I think you need someone that's unique in a lot of ways. Like not you know, like I think Batman and James Bond, he is different to that. Like you could start sort of with well, you start with an action scene, but you sort of start with sort of like a sort of hero origin sort of stuff, and you have like the butler, and you're sort of like trusting the butler, and then you realize the butler's like an asshole sort of to him. Yeah, and you sort of leave the parents thing sort of as a mystery. It has the big cool mansion and stuff, and I don't know if you'd go the. I know there's the Ninja K sort of thing they did for a while, so with Ninjak, which is cool. But I think just call it Ninjak. I mean, that's what most people call it. Why else wouldn't you go Ninjak? Yeah. You could also sort of lean into other things with Ninjak. I think, given that he's spying, you could have some sort of reference to the Vine to sort of lead into a Manowar film. You could reference it like an attack or something from Manowar taking a country or something. That would be pretty cool, I think. I guess that it's just the too much similarities, I think, would be, you know, yeah. So, yeah. It's also, you've got a British person, which is starting it off, whereas I don't know how much the Americans really want that in a sort of sense, Because what if it would be Hollywood who makes it, and I don't know. I think it'd be maybe a bit of a hard sell in that reason. And Batman is huge, and James Bond is huge too. So, um, yeah, I think I'm gonna stop this video here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll talk about Quantum and Woody next. I think. Look, I think you could definitely have Manowar as a third film. I think you could have, to me, Bloodshot would make the Bloodshot movie would make a great second film in that sort of thing. Both of those guys, a second or a third film would be awesome. Yeah, as in sort of time order, so they'd be the sort of Thor or Captain America slot, in as far as Marvel went. Particularly Manowar, because if Manowar was the third film, you could have them the heroes you have fighting Manowar as he tries to take a country. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll do Quantum and Woody next, or Pete Sanchez, I guess. Yeah, I'll yeah. Anyway, see you guys.